Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the People's Proletarian Petroleum Prefecture number 269. We're back on our feet, as we can clearly see here from all the things going on. Another train is coming from behind us, the train is coming from for us, and a plane is leaving on the right. Cheers to you all. And they're off, both the plane and the trains. And the plane that is going up to Tourist Mountain with 160 tourists, fully loaded. Yes, and the thing we're back. Yes, the capital, Utopia, is back. We're back on hard citizen reaction. And we might just spend a little time to have a look at how we've done economy and the demographics-wise in the last, say, since if we turn water on maybe, but might be a bit too far stretched out. So it's not that interesting what happened when we did turn the water on. If you take this one instead. I say quite clearly, the water was turned on just in the beginning of this. We can try this as a start. Production, for example. Yes. Fuel. Our petroleum. It's such a shame I can't lock this in and point with the mouse, but yeah, it is quite clear anyway. Where Utopia and Capital started their decline, their serious decline into crime-ridden hellholes, where everyone was locked in to a 30% productivity and so on. Yes, this is very clear. And electronics was standing still for a lot of this time since they need steel and mechanical components which are made up there. And it was not until this year in January I thought about you can import mechanical components and steel on a train, for example, if you have a train line hooked up, and it's very conveniently I had the distribution office and so on, so brought in a bit of those to be starting building our electronics again. I don't know if we're making enough of them. So far, the electronics are not in a dependable way ending up in Utopia anyway, and probably not in the prefecture's proper capital then neither. Oh. Bitumen went the same way, as the fuel, but oil actually kept up the same production, and this should be interesting to compare to money exports too, I think, because production of resources, oil, well, the point is that we still pumped just as much petroleum as ever. There was some sort of blip there, but that's not when the power plant went offline, or was it? Yes, that is when the power plant went offline. Yes, we were out without power supply for a few derricks. Whereas we also without power supply for everything. Everything harbour. But it would appear that we had time to restore electricity before it actually becoming a problem. We can take another plane. Follow. 283 tourists. Are you bringing? Amazing. Air France, what the hell is this? How did this get in here? We can have it as Air France. We have so many KLMs. On loan or rent or something. I'm supposed to sell the bill someday. And good planes. They are very reliable. And it's the 8th of August of 2089. Oh. Damn it. Bitumen chemicals, that's not something that interesting. Meat you can also see quite clearly when Utopia died completely and was dead for a while, so we were without meat iron, we were making more or less the same all the time. Nuclear fuel, it doesn't really register because the scale is wrong, but most of the time that we were using a whole lot more nuclear fuel than we had, or than we were making, because we weren't making any. But with a little skeleton crew, we were able to put just enough together to keep the power on. There was, a power outage. All of Utopia was offline. That ought to be more noticeable here. We can't have that long a timeline to see it. It doesn't know. Is it that thing? On the 1, 2, 3, 4th, 1, 2, 3, 4. Third line, if you don't count the outer one. No, it's on the third line. There's a little blip, something. Crops has been doing fine though. It might actually even have gone. I imagine it would have gone down, but it hasn't, because I don't think that we're taking care of all the crops at the time. Anyway, petroleum, electronics went still there, no good. Steel, same thing, it drops off. Same, but you see, we have also picked back up again. Meat we picked back up on. Steel we have most definitely picked back up. And clothing was also not much happening there for a while, so we had to import. We'll see when we look at the money. You can look at this. This is the direction of everything, This is where we have all the stuff. Yes, nuclear waste, 48 tons to $43 million. It started to cost a bit to get rid of this too. So we only have 301,000 billion, yes. 21 million rubles. That's actually not a lot. It may sound like a lot, but it is not. It's economy and trade then instead, or rather the imports and exports. We still have sold petroleum. I would have thought that this would have been much more noticeable, that we had exported more raw petroleum and less of the... Yes, if you go back a bit. Yes, that didn't happen quite that often. That's been going on for a long time, for some reason. I don't quite know is that when we started pumping. No, that is when it all stopped anyway. Fuel and bitumen exports, and we even imported. I mean, this was a shameful moment. This, I have to say, from the west, I believe we bought it to fuel. Could have bought it on the eastern market. Maybe the west wouldn't have heard about this. I think it would have come out that the People's Proletarian Petroleum Prefecture had imported fuel. Anywho, we did buy 715,623 tons for a cost of 24. Oh, that's export. Cost, an income of 24,145,000. But we're looking at the right thing. Import of resources. Yes, we imported a total of 23,759 tons for a total cost of almost $2 billion. That's not too bad. And the electronics, 906 tons, is as much as the fuel. As it's silly expensive. Silly expensive is what it is. Fuel. Anything else of interest here? What have we imported more clothing? Yes, we had to do that too, since we stopped making it. Crops we have stopped importing, but it was much further back that the crop thing came online. The third farming island, was there not? I don't know. What was I even saying? I don't know that neither. But we'll continue on here with something. I think that's enough of the economy wastewater. We have imported. How the hell have we imported 17 tons of wastewater? Anyway, crime tourism. Yeah, sure. Look at tourism. It's been going, but for that period, it was not. They weren't that happy with us, really. The trip score was down, but it's gone back up again, even to a bit more than it was because I don't know really. I put it to easy way. I put it to easy. I think right about there first, and then I tried going back to hard, and it all went to the problem. What was the problem? I don't know. They had many dissatisfactions in their lives, put it that way. Yes, this is a house in the town of Brederö, which has a too high criminality rate, they claim. 8%, is that it? No, this is probably 20%. That could mean that there is like one person living here. 5-7, you're like normal. 82%. You must have escaped prisoners at some point or something. Where you come from, you lived in Utopia for a while or something. 82%. But as long as this person does not commit a crime, we don't have any chance of doing anything about this. And your average productivity is pretty low, 62%. Why? You don't have any problems. Your only past day's unsatisfied demand was to pray. Huh. You're 24% government loyal. Yeah, you could be an orphan or something. But yeah, the criminality, 82% criminality, you must be someone who has escaped jail at some point. Yes. So, yes, tourism. Tourism isn't that is the crime and justice of this period. Yes. It was not a good time, we can say. Minor crime doesn't increase that much, but serious crimes did increase quite a bit. Yes. For this, we're looking at 19 years, yes, but from the normal to the chaotic times when the water came as a concept. Most of the chaos was just a few years, just 1 or 2 years in the beginning, and then all that fell wrong after that, all the pieces that fell off the thing, call that dominoes. Yes, all the dominoes falling in the wrong or an incorrect, unoptimized fashion. Something like that. Yes, Soviet bloc, import of resources. Yes, that was really it about the imports. I've even been doing a bit of auto purchasing here, I think. Delivery costs are the giveaway. And yes, all the water plumbing system for dollars there, and then not sure that makes sense, or I'm reading it correctly, or I'm understanding, because what are the things before? When was it water was turned on again? Late 70s or something. It's been 10 years and a bit, I think. You get something more interesting to look at. Yeah, you see out here, we're building a new water infrastructure for this place, where one day the great Eiffel Tower will stand. I don't know how it is for the moment, but yeah, for the moment it has they have all the water they need. But I know when it is completely packed with people here, it does not. It isn't enough. So, therefore this, and also getting rid of the stupid manned well, and instead getting automatic spring pumps here, pumping water from the groundwater. Problem is we don't have a road up here, obviously, since it is a bit of a difficult spot to get to. So helicopters are taking care of this stuff for us. Pump water into those, let it flow down to treatment plant, pump it up to these, and then somehow get it flowing down to town. Yes, you could think it is as easy as replacing... yeah, well, but there is one way to do it, is to simply replace this pipe coming out of the current water tower, or the two pipes coming out of the current water tower, or is it? I'm confused here from the underground thing. You were supposed to be looking at economy and stuff like that, you know. Yes, the demographics. These are the outputs, I'd imagine. Or is there like... What is this? Are you really looking at this correctly? Yes, you have one output. Oh, now you're looking at the treatment plant. What the hell is this? No. Here. Yes. It goes down like so and into... Do the tourists have their own dedicated connection from the water tower? What a terrible design that is. But we're taking care of it eventually with the helicopters. It's just taking them a while because they got so many projects to do at one time. But this is finished. Oh, it even has electricity. Very nice. Electricity is done too. Fantastic. And the pipes, quite a few of them are done. Great. Get back to a summary of what happened here, really, and the deep analysis of what happened. Right, so the tourism we looked at, and this we looked at spending by Western tourism, it has gone up quite a bit there lately. Didn't lose some, we lost some, and eventually we would have had such a bad reputation that they wouldn't be coming in great numbers, I don't think. Average cost per one worked. No, but the delivery cost really ought to say something on when we ought to purchase things. Whatever. What else did we buy? Fuel. No, that's it for that. Demographics then. Demographics. You did not take the same date course. And here it is not as convenient to move back through the years quite. So you have to... Yes, but yeah, I missed it by 1 pixel, and therefore it... And we reset it, start over. I have to keep still and click many times. Oh, come on. You can't... not one more time. Not one more time, you're not making that mistake. Maybe we shouldn't try and grab for too much here and be satisfied with somewhere around 2084, 83, 15th of August, say. Until now, yes. I really would like a bit more, I think, to have a really good baseline. Yeah, we need it to be before the water came. It's just going to be a few. This is about where the water came, and then a bit of data. 1st of April. That's how we used to be doing. 80,000 people. And the happiness was steady. It wasn't completely always down the toilet. And it isn't quite noticeable here neither. If we could have this for individual towns, then we'd be able to see quite something. See, other places were doing quite all right. In fact, most of the time. They did get I think I think we had a prison break, among other things, and many things that made them so very, very grumpy in Utopia. But it did take them quite a while to leave, I have to say, though. It's the only thing you can point at, actually. Because we started there in 79, apparently. This was problems. Yeah, I remember it was March, April there. I started losing people quite quickly. We tried to chug along, and here we lost Utopia completely. And then we started growing back. All other places were more or less fine. They were making so many important things in Utopia. That is one of the problems. Yes, try and see if you can catch a train instead of staring into the water towers slowly being built, such as this one. Wherever it is you're going, I think it will take you. And yes, otherwise, yes, now we have a very loud train here. I have to speak over it. But it's alright. You could lower the volume, yes, but it's not as fun. The productivity graph. This isn't really representative neither because for the entire nation, it was not too bad. Oh, hello. Oh, it wasn't too bad for the entire nation, but for Utopian Petroleum Prefecture capital, Petroleum Prefecture. For this damn noise, it's a bit distracting from the train, you say. That is why I find it a little bit difficult to keep to what I'm trying to say. I can't even hear the music here in my mode. I can't have it. That is loud. Turn it down then. No, still not. That didn't really tell you that much. Oh, it's lagging here. Right, I need to do either do a first person or find a nice spot to be following it along. All the smokestacks in the background and the helicopters are flying around all over the place. Busy stuff they are. Busy things they are. I do have quite a bit of frame drop here. I wonder what, because this, I think now, should not be a CPU problem. It ought to be. If you do that. Yeah, that is a bit better, isn't it? Look at the hard facts. And it's possible to see when you need to have it all in view too for the accounts to count. 25. And completely decent, but not quite as much as I was hoping for. Yeah, we lose like 2. Oh, yeah, lost a bit more there. We lose like 5 frames a second, or we're doing all that stuff. Okay. Yes, but it brings a bit of depth to it. 25 is pretty good. It does slow down from time to time, but it's okay. It will get worse when the population is back. Yes, were there any other numbers? The worst bit was really the import of the diesel there. Not, as I said, a proud moment whatsoever. We're mostly importing gravel. We're, as usual, importing gravel, steel, 1 train of steel, chemicals, 1 train of it, chemicals, a bit, 245 tons, meat, a boat of meat, or what, maybe, cement, wood. Wood we're doing import on a regular basis for making electronics, that we import this wood from the Soviet Union in 2089. Are we going to train versus boat? Reasonably light train at that. Very light train, 283 tons. Okay. But steel, anything else of like concrete, and that was the auto purchasing maybe for, must have been installing water infrastructure, I believe. And changing a little bit of water infrastructure around a couple of times. Especially sewage. And here it is noticeably slow. Here it really is noticeably slow. That's not what you want to be doing. Graphic settings. Or distance. Does get noticeably better. Now it gets noticeably better. It's to keep it at very short, but it really loses. Here you can see that this angle Yes, but it will be a little bit of a bother going in here all the time. Yes, there we have it. That's how it went. Now we're back on our feet. There are a few things to do. We're going to build the Eiffel Tower up in a tourist resort. Yes, and for that purpose, one of these ships would be very good. You happen to be a brick ship. You take so goddamn much. Let's just see. Well, yeah, buying a ship, pride tanker, container liner, whatever. Buy new vehicle, recommend. Total capacity. These are ore carriers. 13,000 tons of steel. That's more than we need actually. But it sounds pretty cool to have 13,000 tons of steel on a ship. That's not it. That's my container liner. That's not it neither. Where did it go? Ah, it also ended up on land. Oh, great. You should not trust that dock. Fine. Once more. 13,000 tons of steel. Now you worked. Fantastic. Thank you so much. We had to place this. This should be where we could get steel. Yes, it is. What are you up to? I think you should stop this this time. Actually, you go down to Tegelsten. Do they need this? I don't know. They might. Tegelsten. Not this time. Nothing. I'd instead like to depot. We can remove that to stop, otherwise it will have to sail all the way down there, and we don't want that. And quite. Where did the docks go? To be spot because there are two ships lying on land. Yes, indeed, out here they are. See, project 66 into this one. Did you even unload before you leave? If you could, without going. You couldn't. Then it's going to take forever. Never mind then. Right, and this big ship, you're going to stand around. You need 7,600 tons of steel to build the Eiffel Tower. We already have plenty of steel down there. We don't need to wait for all of it, maybe. But ambulance has not arrived. Okay. There you go. There. Load. Steel. Advanced setup. We could try and carry only this resource. Do you really want to carry only this resource? No? Yeah, I might not. 6,800. And, other things. We have boards here too, so we can take a bit of boards. The people, that's something that the people can be doing here now in the people's Proletarian Petroleum Prefecture, Forbid, no increase. 2,600 tons of boards. Do we really need that much? I don't know, but you go there. But you only go here once. What have you done now? Load these things. And then you come down to here. That's how we get this up to Tourist Mountain, Tourist Tower. And this harbor should be very good choice. Wait until unloaded, which you might not ever become, and then go there. And you really needed to wait until loaded too. See how long this takes to fill this ship up with all that stuff. There we are. Going out and getting steel for the Eiffel Tower. we're still a bit on the road to recovery. I mean, the Utopia and PPP, Petroleum Prefecture proper is not, they're not overcrowded, put it that way. Quite few people rather, around, but we do have a critical mass to keep things working. Not at very optimum ways, but what have you done now? Yes, very good work there, Ibs. They will figure this out eventually. And we will figure out eventually too how it actually does and so on. And I'll be back then when we know a bit better, or maybe when it starts growing back, or we could look over crazy things that one has done in the meantime here in the panicky bits. There's probably so many things that are wrong. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for watching and listening to my ramblings here. Now, that is it for the moment. Good night.